Welcome. In this video, we are going to talk about multiplication of complex numbers. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see the word steps, and we are going to go over this quickly. So the first step is we are going to use FOIL. So this is used when you multiply binomials. So binomials is composed of two terms in each of the given polynomial. Letter B, we are going to change I squared if I squared is going to show up into -1 because I squared is equal to -1. And then we combine like terms if there is something that we can combine. Now, let us use this information to try and solve the first example. Right, so I am going to use FOIL. Right, so if you are used to using FOIL to multiply binomials, you may use it. Or if you're used to using distributive property, you can use that too. Or if you are used to using box method, then you can use it as well. But our goal is to multiply these two polynomials. So I will be using FOIL. F stands for first terms, and that is for 4 times 7, and 4 times 7 is 28. And then O stands for outer, and that would be 4 times -2i, which is -8i. And then I stands for inner, and so that would be equal to I times 7, which is 7i. So 7i, and don't forget the middle term gets added because they are like terms. So 7i plus -8i is -i, or -1i. Now one more, that's L stands for last terms. So I have I times -2i, which is equal to 1 times -2 is -2, and then we have I squared. Okay, how is it I squared? Remember, when we have x times x, we are adding the exponents of the same base. We remember when we talk about rules of exponents. Okay, same base, what would we do with the exponents? We add it. So for example, if I have y to the third times y, that would be equal to y to the fourth. Again, we are adding the exponents. Okay, so if you do not see any exponent, just like us, like w, that is the same thing as w to the first. So there will always be an invisible 1 as an exponent. Okay, now let's put our answer together. So we have 28, our first answer, and then the middle term, which is I down here, and the last one, which is 2i squared. Now I am looking at the last term. You see this, the I squared right here. We are going to change the I squared. We're going to substitute the value of I squared, which is going to be equal to -1. Now everything in this expression, we're going to bring it down. We drop 28, we drop I, we are going to drop -2. And then PEMDAS, remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponent, and then you know those steps, hopefully, right? So I see a multiplication sign right here. I am going to do this first. So we have -2 times -1, that is going to be +2. We drop 28 minus I, and we combine like terms. So there is something we can combine, and that is 28 and 2, which makes 30. And then we drop minus I, and there is our final answer for this problem. Okay, let's try this steps. Let's try this again in the next problem, number 2. Okay, so let's start with f, or the first terms, and the first terms are 3 times negative 4, and that is negative 12. And then we're going to do O, which is outer, and that is 3 times 3i, which is 9i. And then we are going to do inner, which stands for I, 2i times negative 4, which is negative 8i, so negative 8i, and we add these two together, and that should be equal to 1i, or I, positive. And one last, which stands for L, last term, and so that would be 2i times 3i, which is going to be 6i squared. Okay, so 6i squared. Now let's put our answer together. We have negative 12. We have positive I. We also have positive 6i squared. Now, I am looking at the I squared. So we are going to substitute the value of I squared with negative 1. Well, everything in this expression gets dropped down. Negative 12 plus I plus 6. We're going to apply pandas. We're going to do this multiplication operation first. That is going to be minus 6. We drop I, and we drop negative 12, and we combine like terms. And so we've got negative 12 minus 6, which is negative 18 plus I. And so therefore, the answer is negative 18 plus I. All right, let's look at the work that we just did again. All right. Well, I need you, if you could try on your own, pause this video and try to answer number 3. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you have tried answering number 3. If you did, let us compare our final answer. So if you got positive 4 plus 32i, then we have the same answer. Okay, so if you have any questions or any comments, please drop it down below. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.